Blood pooled on the diner counter. A little girl, barely 9, barefoot in a torn pajama dress, soaked with rain, pushed crumpled bills forward with trembling hands. "Anything warm, please," she whispered. "I can pay." Her fingers wouldn't stop shaking. Then she saw the black Escalade outside, and her entire body froze. "He's here." 5 bikers sat in the corner booth, leather vests, road-worn faces, hands scarred from years of gripping handlebars and living hard. They'd seen violence before, bar fights, accidents, brothers lost on dark highways. But never like this. Never in a child's eyes. What happened next would shake an entire town to its core. Before we continue, subscribe and follow this story to the end. Comment your city below. I want to see how far this message travels. The door of Ruby's roadside diner slammed open at 6:47 in the morning. Every head turned. A little girl stumbled inside, her bare feet slapping against a worn linoleum floor. Rain dripped from her hair, her pajamas, her trembling arms. She moved like something wounded, like something hunted. Ruby Martinez had owned this diner for 32 years. She'd served truckers, drifters, bikers, cops, criminals. She'd seen humanity at its best and worst. She had never seen anything like this. Sweet Jesus. Ruby breathed blood. There was blood everywhere. On the girl's hands, on her arms, dripping down her wrists and pooling in her small palms. The crumpled bills she clutched were soaked red. The girl reached the counter, her legs shaking so badly she could barely stand. She pushed the bloody money forward with fingers that wouldn't stop trembling. "Anything warm," she whispered. "Please, just something warm. I can pay." Her voice cracked on the last word. Ruby couldn't move, couldn't speak, couldn't process what she was seeing. Baby girl. The girl's eyes darted to the window, then back, then to the window again. "Please, I haven't eaten in days. I can pay. See." She smoothed the bloody bills on the counter like they were precious, like they were the only thing keeping her alive. "I can pay," she said again, her voice breaking. At the corner booth, 5 people sat in leather vests, coffee cups half empty, morning ride interrupted by the storm. The back patches read, Iron Wolves MC, the club that had been riding these roads for 40 years. Marcus Reaper, Kane saw her first. 58 years old, club president. He'd been riding since he was 16, leading the Iron Wolves for the last 20 years. Spent 10 years in the Marines before that. 3 tours that left scars nobody could see. He thought he'd seen everything. He was wrong. Christ. Tommy muttered beside him. Tommy Doc Sullivan, 53, former Army medic turned club member. He'd patched up more bikers than he could count, stitched knife wounds in parking lots, set broken bones on roadsides. "Those aren't cuts," Tommy said quietly. "Those are defensive wounds. Deep ones." She was fighting for her life. Reaper was already on his feet. Jake grabbed his arm. "Easy, brother. We don't know what we're walking into." Jake Priest Morrison, 56, former cop. 23 years on the force before the corruption drove him out. Traded his badge for a bike and never looked back. "I know exactly what we're walking into," Reaper said. "A kid in trouble." He pulled his arm free and walked toward the counter. "Sir." The girl heard the footsteps and spun around so fast she nearly fell. A man was coming toward her, massive leather vest, tattoos covering his arms, gray beard, something fierce in his eyes. "No," she gasped. "No, please." She backed up until her spine hit the counter. Her bloody hands came up in front of her, palms out, a shield made of nothing. "Please don't hurt me. Please, I'll go. I'll leave. Just let me go." Reaper stopped immediately. He held up both hands, showing her his palms. "Hey," he said, voice surprisingly gentle for a man his size. "Hey, little darling. Nobody's going to hurt you." The girl shook her head violently, tears mixed with rain on her cheeks. "That's what they all say." The words hit Reaper like a fist. "That's what they all say." He crouched down slowly, making himself smaller, less threatening. He kept his hands visible, his movements careful. "Name's Marcus," he said, "but everyone calls me Reaper." "I know, scary name. But I promise you, I'm not the scary one here. See? I'm staying right here, not coming any closer. The girl's chest heaved. Her eyes kept darting to the window, then back to him, then to the window again. He's coming, she whispered. He always finds me. Who's coming, sweetheart? She shook her head. Her whole body trembled. I can't say his name. If I say it, she cut herself off, swallowing hard. Reaper glanced back at his brothers. Tommy was already moving, pulling a first aid kit from his saddlebag. Jake had his phone out, but he wasn't dialing, just watching, reading the situation like he used to read crime scenes. Okay, Reaper said gently. You don't have to tell me anything. But you're bleeding pretty bad, and my friend Tommy over there, he used to be a medic. He can help. No hospitals. The words came out sharp, immediate. No hospitals. No police. No one. He has people everywhere. In the police. In the hospitals. He always knows. Reaper felt something cold settle in his chest. He has people everywhere. This wasn't a runaway. This wasn't abused by some random family member. This was something organized. Something worse. No hospitals, Reaper agreed. No police. Just us. Just some old bikers who want to make sure you're okay. The girl stared at him for a long moment. Her bloody hands slowly lowered, just an inch. Why? She asked. Why what? Why do you care? Nobody cares about kids like us. Kids like us. Plural. Reaper thought about all the answers he could give. He settled on the only truth that mattered. Because you're standing here bleeding and scared, and that ain't right. That's enough reason for me. Tommy approached slowly, first aid kit in hand. He crouched beside Reaper, moving like he was trying not to spook a wild animal. Hey there, little bit, he said softly. I'm Tommy. Spent a lot of years patching people up. Mind if I take a look at those hands? The girl hesitated. Her eyes went to the window again. He's not here yet, Tommy said. Whoever he is. And even if he shows up, there's 5 of us. We don't let people hurt kids. Not on our watch. The girl's lower lip trembled. You don't know him, she whispered. You don't know what he can do, what he's done. Maybe not, Tommy admitted. But I know what we can do. And right now, what I can do is clean up your hands so they don't get infected. That okay? A long silence. Then, slowly, the girl extended her bloody hands. Tommy worked carefully, gently. He dressed gunshot wounds, fixed broken bones, saved lives in the back of vans racing toward hospitals. But somehow, cleaning the cuts on this little girl's hands felt like the most important thing he'd ever done. These are deep, he murmured. Glass. The girl nodded slightly. I had to break the window, she whispered. It was the only way out. The bars were on the door, but they forgot about the bathroom window. It was small, but I'm small. Reaper and Tommy exchanged a look. Bars on the door. Break the window to escape. Out of where, darling? Reaper asked. The girl's hands started shaking again. Tommy held them steady. Kept working. The warehouse, she said so quietly they almost couldn't hear her. The old warehouse on Industrial Road, by the railroad tracks. Jake's head snapped up. He'd spent 2 decades as a detective. He knew every dark corner of this town, every abandoned building, every place criminals thought they could hide. The warehouse on Industrial Road. He moved toward them, keeping his voice low. What's your name, honey? The girl looked at him with those haunted eyes. Emma, how long have you been in that warehouse? Emma's face crumbled. For months, she finally said. Maybe 5. They didn't let us see outside. We didn't know if it was day or night sometimes. Us. Reaper leaned forward slightly. There are others? Emma's whole body went rigid. She'd said, too much. I shouldn't. I can't. Emma. Reaper's voice was steady, calm. Are there other kids in that warehouse? Tears spilled down her cheeks. 9, she whispered. 9 other kids. The youngest is Mia. She's only 5. She cries every night for her mommy. She covered her face with her bandaged hands. I left them. I ran and I left them there. And he's going to be so angry. He's going to hurt them because I ran. Reaper felt something shift inside him, something he thought he'd left behind in the desert 20 years ago. Purpose. Emma, listen to me. He waited until she looked up. You didn't abandon them. You escaped so you could get help. That's not leaving them. That's being brave as hell. I'm not brave. Emma choked. I'm so scared. I'm always scared. Courage ain't about not being scared, Reaper said. It's about being terrified and doing what needs doing anyway. You did that, Emma. You ran through the rain, broke through glass, found us. Now let us help. Bull moved to the window, casual, like he was just checking the weather, but his eyes scanned the parking lot, the street, every vehicle in sight. We got a problem, he said quietly. Reaper looked up. What? Black Escalade. Tinted windows. Been sitting across the street since the girl came in. Engine running. 2 men inside. Emma heard him. All the color drained from her face. No, she breathed. No, no, no. He found me. He always finds us. Chain stood up. Emma, does the man in that car have a name? Emma shook her head, tears streaming. I can't, if I say it. You can, Chain said. You're not alone anymore. Say his name. She looked at the 5 bikers surrounding her. Big men, scarred faces, leather and steel, but something in their eyes, something protective and unbroken. Damien, she whispered. His name is Damien Cross. Jake's face went white. What? Reaper looked at him. You know that name? Jake didn't answer immediately. His jaw tightened. Yeah, he finally said. I know that name. I spent 3 years trying to build a case against him. Trafficking, drugs, money laundering, contract killings. Every time I got close, evidence disappeared. Witnesses recanted. My captain shut me down. Why? Reaper demanded. Jake's voice was bitter. Because Cross has connections. His cousin is the county judge. His lawyer plays golf with half the department. And he's got enough dirt on enough people to keep himself untouchable. He looked at Emma with fury and heartbreak. She's right to be scared. The system isn't going to protect her. The system is bought and paid for. The Escalade's doors opened. 2 men stepped out, one massive, all muscle, the other lean. Expensive suit, the kind of calm that came from never facing consequences. The man in the suit looked at the diner window. Then he smiled. He's coming in, Bull said. Emma backed away until she hit the wall. Her whole body shook. Please, she begged. Please, he's going to take me back. He's not taking you anywhere. Reaper stepped in front of her. Tommy, take her to the kitchen. Jake with me. Everyone else. Look like we're just having breakfast. Tommy guided Emma toward the kitchen. Come on, darling. We're going to keep you safe. There is no safe, Emma whispered. Not from him. There is now. The door opened. Damien Cross walked in like he owned the place. The smile never left his face. His bodyguard flanked him. 6 feet 5 inches, 280 pounds of pure menace. Good morning, Cross said pleasantly. Beautiful morning after that rain, isn't it? His eyes scanned the diner, landing on the bikers. Iron Wolves, if I'm not mistaken. Quite the legendary club. Reaper met his gaze. Can we help you with something? Actually, yes. I'm looking for a little girl, about 9 years old, brown hair. Might have seemed confused or disoriented. Poor thing has some mental health issues. Ran away from her treatment facility this morning. Her family is desperate to find her. His eyes never left Reaper's. You haven't seen anyone like that, have you? Reaper didn't blink. Nope, just us and our coffee. Cross's smile didn't waver, but something shifted in his eyes. Something cold and calculating. Really? Because I could have sworn I saw a small figure enter this establishment about 15 minutes ago. He stepped closer to Reaper. You're absolutely certain? Reaper stood up slowly. Even at 58, he was imposing. 6'3", broad-shouldered, hands that had fought in wars and bar brawls and everything in between. I think I'd remember seeing a scared little girl. That kind of thing tend to stick with you. Cross looked at the leather vests, the patches, the men who'd clearly lived hard lives. Iron Wolves Motorcycle Club. Quite the reputation. Some might say a checkered past. Some might say a lot of things, Reaper said. Doesn't make them true. Jake stepped forward. Damian Cross. Been a while. Cross's smile tightened. Detective Morrison. Oh, wait. Former Detective Morrison. I heard you resigned. Something about not playing well with others. Something about not playing dirty, Jake corrected. The two men stared at each other. Well, Cross said finally, if you do see a confused little girl, contact the authorities. The proper authorities. Not that I expect bikers to understand proper channels. He placed a business card on the counter. One more thing. That little girl I mentioned, she has severe psychiatric issues. She hallucinates, makes up elaborate stories about things that never happened, accuses innocent people of terrible crimes. His eyes met Reaper's. Whatever delusional story she might have told you, I'd suggest you forget it, for your own good. The bodyguard cracked his knuckles. Cross smiled. Enjoy your breakfast, gentlemen. The door closed behind them. Ruby let out a breath. That man is evil. Yeah, Reaper said. He is. Through the window, the Escalade sat idling, watching, waiting. He knows she's here, Jake said. Chains pulled out his phone. I've got contacts at the FBI. Anti-trafficking unit. But they're at least an hour out. We don't have an hour, Reaper said. He looked at Ruby. Your back exit, where does it lead? Loading dock. Alley runs to Maple Street. Bull, bring the bikes around back. We're moving in 5. Reaper headed to the kitchen. I need to make a promise to a little girl. Emma sat on flour sacks in the kitchen. Knees pulled her chest, bandaged hands wrapped around her shins. Tommy sat nearby, keeping watch. Your hands are going to heal just fine. Might have some scars, but they'll fade. I don't mind scars, Emma said quietly. I already have lots of scars. Inside ones, mostly. The door opened. Reaper stepped in. Is he gone? Emma asked. No, he's still outside, but he's not getting to you. We're getting you out of here, somewhere he can't reach. There's nowhere he can't reach. He told us that every day. He lied. Reaper crouched in front of her. He's not all-powerful. He's just a bully with money and connections. And bullies? They fold when someone stands up to them. Emma studied his face. Why are you doing this? You could get hurt. He hurts people who get in his way. Reaper thought about all the pain he'd already survived. Desert warfare. Brothers dying in his arms. A marriage that ended because he couldn't shake the war. Years of darkness before he found the club. I've been hurt before, he said. Still riding. He's different, Emma whispered. He's wrong inside. He smiles when he hurts us. Makes it seem like games. Like it's fun. Her voice cracked. Sometimes I thought maybe it was my fault. Maybe I deserved it. Reaper felt his heart break and rage in equal measure. Emma, look at me. Nothing. And I mean nothing. That happened to you was your fault. You hear me? Nothing. Whatever that piece of garbage told you was lies. You're not bad. You're not worthless. You're a kid who got trapped in a nightmare. But it's over now. Is it? Because it doesn't feel over. Reaper reached out slowly. She didn't pull away. He took her bandaged hand gently. The fear doesn't just disappear. The memories don't vanish. But you survived. You escaped. That makes you tougher than most people I've ever met. He squeezed her hand. Including me. Emma's lip trembled. What about the others? Mia and Jacob and... She stopped suddenly. Wait, there's a girl in the warehouse. Her name is Lily. She's 10. She looked at Reaper with something like wonder. She told me once that her dad was a biker. Said he died in a crash before she was born. She keeps a picture hidden. A man on a motorcycle, leather vest, biggest smile. Reaper felt the world tilt. Emma, what was Lily's mother's name? Sarah. Sarah Kane. She talks about her sometimes. Says her mom died when she was 6. That's when she went into foster care. The kitchen spun. Reaper grabbed the counter to steady himself. Marcus. Tommy stood up alarmed. What's wrong? Reaper couldn't speak. Sarah. Biker. A daughter named Lily. 12 years ago. Sarah Kane. They'd been together for 2 years. She got pregnant. He was scared, terrified of being a father, of passing on his demons. He was drinking then, fighting, barely holding on. She left, said she couldn't raise a child around his darkness. He never knew what happened to her, never knew she died, never knew his daughter existed. No, he breathed. That's not. Marcus, talk to me, Tommy demanded. Reaper looked at Emma with wild eyes. This girl, Lily, 10 years old. Yeah, she turned 10 4 months ago. She counted the days. 10 years. 10 years since Sarah left with his baby growing inside her. Oh, God, Tommy whispered, understanding. What? Emma looked between them. Reaper looked at her. That girl, Lily, I think she's my daughter. The words hung in the air. Emma's eyes went wide. Your dad? You're Lily's dad. Maybe. I don't know for sure. She looks like you, Emma said quickly. Same eyes. Same way of standing. She's tough. Doesn't cry even when... She stopped. Reaper's hands clenched into fists. Even when what? Even when Cross hurts her. She just stares at him, like she's daring him. She protects the little kids. Tommy grabbed Reaper's shoulder. Brother, you need to breathe? She's in there, Reaper said, voice breaking. My daughter is in that warehouse right now. For months. And I didn't know. I didn't. You didn't know, Tommy said firmly. But you know now. So what are we going to do? Reaper looked at his brother. We're going to get them out. That's suicide. I don't care. Jake opened the kitchen door. Bikes are ready. We need to move. Change of plans, Reaper said. He told him about Sarah, about Lily, about the possibility that his daughter was one of the 10 children trapped in that warehouse. The room went silent. Then Jake nodded slowly. You're going to the warehouse? Yes. That's insane. Cross as armed guards. This could go very wrong. It's my daughter. Jake smiled grimly. Yeah, it is. He looked at the others. I spent 3 years trying to take down Cross. Every door I opened got slammed in my face. Maybe this is why. Bull stepped forward. You'll need someone who knows explosives. Tommy, someone's got to patch you up when this goes sideways. Chains. And someone needs to document everything for when the FBI shows up. Reaper looked at his brothers. This is a Sunday ride. No, Jake said. This is what we've been waiting for. This is why we exist. Reaper felt emotion crack through his chest. Thank you. Save it for when we get those kids out, Jake said. Now let's ride. Emma tugged Reaper's vest. Take me with you. No way. But I know the layout. I know where the kids are kept, how many guards, the schedule. Emma, Reaper crouched to her level. You just escaped from that hell. You're hurt. I'm not taking you back there. But I need you to do something else. Something important. She stopped protesting. What? Reaper reached to his vest and unpinned his road name patch, the one he'd earned 20 years ago. Reaper, he pressed it into her hand. Hold on to this for me. Why? So you know I'm coming back. A biker doesn't leave his patch behind unless he's coming back for it. Emma looked at the patch. Promise? Reaper looked at this girl, the survivor, this warrior who'd walked through fire. I promise. I'm bringing them all home. The rescue, the warehouse on Industrial Road, sat silent in the pre-dawn light. Reaper and his brothers approached on foot, bikes hidden 2 blocks away. 3 guards visible, Bull whispered. 1 at the main entrance, 2 patrolling the perimeter. More inside? Reaper asked. Emma said at least 4 more inside. Plus Cross sometimes stays overnight. They split up. Bull and Chains handled the perimeter guards. Quiet, efficient, non-lethal, but they'd wake up hurting. The others moved toward entry points. There, Tommy pointed. Loading dock. Chains broken, just like Emma said. Reaper's hand hovered over the door handle. Somewhere inside, children were imprisoned. One of them might be his daughter. Everyone ready? He said into the radio. Ready, came the responses. Let's bring them home. Reaper pulled open the door. A hallway stretched into darkness. The smell hit him. Sweat, fear, urine, the smell of human suffering. He moved forward, Tommy behind him, Jake bringing up the rear. They found a room at the end of the hall. Heavy door, padlock. Bull appeared with bolt cutters. "Do it," Reaper said. The lock snapped. Reaper pulled the door open. The room was larger than expected. Mattresses lined the floor. 10 small shapes huddled together, eyes reflecting the sudden light, like trapped animals. "It's okay," Reaper said quickly, his voice gentle. "We're here to help. We're going to get you out. Emma sent us." A girl sat up, maybe 8, eyes huge with terror. "Is this a test?" she whispered. "He tests us sometimes. Pretends to let us go and then... This isn't a test. Emma's safe, and you're going to be safe too." Another girl stood up slowly. "Emma's alive?" "She's alive, and she's the bravest person I've ever met. Now come on. We need to move fast." Children started to stand, thin, scared, broken but not defeated. Reaper scanned their faces desperately. "Lily," he said. "Is there a Lily here?" Silence. Then a voice from the corner. "That's me." Reaper's heart stopped. A girl stepped forward. Dark hair, thin face, eyes that held too much pain. But it was her stance, defiant, protective of the smaller children behind her, that made his breath catch. It was exactly how he stood when he was ready to fight. "Oh, God," Reaper whispered. The girl frowned. "Do I know you?" Reaper couldn't speak, couldn't move. Tommy stepped forward. "We need to go. Now. Family reunions happen after we're safe." He was right. Reaper forced himself to focus. "Everyone behind us. Stay quiet. Move fast. Don't stop for anything." Lily grabbed his hand instinctively. The touch sent lightning through him. "Are you?" "Later," Reaper said, voice thick. "I promise." They ran down the hallway. Chaos at the loading dock. Jake holding guard against the wall. Bull covering their exit. "We've got them." Reaper shouted. "Move, move, move." They ran as a unit. Children in the center. Bikers on the perimeter. "Contact." Bull's voice crackled. 2 vehicles approaching. Black Escalades. "The old factory," Reaper said. 3 blocks north. "We can hold there until the FBI arrives." They ran. Reaper never let go of Lily's hand. They made it to the abandoned factory just as the Escalade screeched to a stop. "Inside," Reaper commanded. "Everyone down and quiet." They pressed against concrete pillars, hearts pounding. Through the broken windows, Reaper watched armed men pour out of vehicles. Then he saw him, Damian Cross, stepping out calmly, adjusting his cuffs. "They're in there," Cross said to his men. 10 children. 5 bikers. Should be easy. Jake stood up before anyone could stop him. He walked to the factory entrance, hands visible. "Cross," he called. "Remember me?" Cross smiled. "Detective Morrison. This is becoming a pattern. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to back off, get in your car, and drive away." "Or what? You're outnumbered and outgunned." "Maybe, but you know what's happening right now? The FBI is en route. My contact uploaded everything. Photos, testimony, evidence. It's over, Damian. The FBI won't touch me. Your cousin, the judge, got arrested an hour ago on corruption charges. Your lawyer, currently being questioned about money laundering. Your protection just evaporated." Cross's smile faltered. "You're done," Jake said. "Walk away now. Maybe you get a lawyer and 20 years. Come at us, you get nothing but body bags." Cross looked at his men, looked at the factory, calculated. "You're bluffing." Reaper stood up, Lily behind him. The other bikers stood too. They looked like warriors, scarred, dangerous, absolutely committed. "Try us," Reaper said. "See what happens." Sirens wailed in the distance. Cross's face twisted with rage. He reached for his gun. The sound of motorcycles. 24 of them, roaring from every direction. The rest of the Iron Wolves, called in by chains. They surrounded the factory, surrounded Cross's men. Cross looked around, realizing he was trapped. The FBI vehicle screeched to a stop. Everybody down. FBI. It was over. Lily stood beside Reaper as federal agents swarmed the scene. She looked up at him. Emma said someone would come. She promised. She was right. You look like someone, Lily said. Like who? Like the picture I have. My dad. My mom said he was a biker. Said he was the toughest man she ever knew. Reaper knelt down. What else did your mom say? She said if he'd known about me, nothing would have stopped him from finding me. Reaper's voice cracked. She was right. Understanding dawned in Lily's eyes. I didn't know, Reaper said, tears streaming. I swear to God, I didn't know. But I know now. And I'm here. And I'm never leaving you again. She crashed into his arms. Reaper held his daughter for the first time, feeling 10 years of pain and regret and love pour out. Behind them, the other children were being loaded into ambulances. Safe. Finally safe. Tommy put a hand on Reaper's shoulder. You did good, brother. We did good. Justice. 6 months later. The courtroom was packed. Damian Cross sat at the defense table, his expensive suit rumpled, his calm shattered. The prosecution calls Emma Martinez to the stand. Martinez. Ruby had adopted her. Emma had a family now. She walked to the witness stand with her head high. 9 years old, but steady. She placed her hand on the Bible. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? I do. She sat down and looked at the jury. Never at Cross. Emma, can you tell us how you came to know the defendant? He took me from a group home, kept me locked in a warehouse with 9 other kids for 4 months. She told everything. The abuse, the fear, the escape, the bikers who saved them. When Cross's lawyer tried to discredit her, she stood firm. I know what happened to me, she said quietly. I have the scars to prove it, and I'm not the only one. She pointed at Cross. He told us we were nothing, that no one would believe us, that no one cared. She looked at the jury, but he was wrong. The jury deliberated for 2 hours. Guilty on 73 charges. Damian Cross was sentenced to 12 consecutive life terms without parole. His cousin got 20 years. 12 others were convicted. The system that protected them was burned to the ground. Epilogue. 1 year after that morning at Ruby's diner, Emma stood outside the Iron Wolves clubhouse. Lily stood beside her. Sisters now, by choice and by love. Ready? Reaper called from inside. Ready, they both answered. The Iron Wolves had started a foundation, Emma's Hope. They'd found 67 children from Cross's network. All 67 were safe now. Emma pinned Reaper's patch to her jacket, the one he'd given her a year ago. You came back, she said. Told you I would. Lily appeared with her own vest, a junior Iron Wolves patch. Are we riding or standing around being sentimental? Riding, Reaper said. The club gathered, 25 bikes, engines rumbling. They set off together, Reaper with his daughters on the back of his bike. Emma looked at the sunrise and smiled. Thank you, she whispered over the engine roar. For what? Reaper asked. For not giving up, for showing me what family means. Reaper squeezed her hand. Thank you for being brave enough to run, for trusting us. They rode together into the morning light. Behind them, the darkness. Ahead, everything else. And somewhere, children who'd been saved because one girl refused to give up were waking in safe homes, surrounded by people who loved them. All because someone looked at a terrified child with bloody hands and said, You're not alone anymore. That's what brotherhood really means. Not riding when the road is easy. Riding when it's not. And never, ever leaving someone behind. The end. If this story moved you, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. It helps us share more powerful stories of courage, justice, and humanity standing up for what's right. Tell us in the comments, would you have the courage to step in like these bikers did? What does protecting the innocent mean to you? Drop your city below. Let's see how far this message of hope travels. Until next time, stay strong and ride free.